What is good? Group number one, for those of y'all who were drawn to the first image. This is going to be y'all's reading today. We're going to be getting some messages on what do people admire about you? What do people admire about group number one, Spirit Team? I feel like a lot of people really admire your like different perspective on things. So a lot of people really admire like your input or your feedback, or just your perspective on things or a situation, or say for instance, this is related to work. Maybe you offer feedback. Um, now I'm getting kind of an image of my boss. She's very, very vocal. It can come off as a little intense, but it's much needed feedback, that like our higher ups just don't think about or aren't thinking about at all. And I feel like that's your energy that you give off. You may be very direct, you may have a way of communicating things to people, and to some people it may kind of throw them off a little bit, or they may view you in like a intense, or not necessarily negative, but you may come off as a little intense to people, but with the way that you bring information forth. But they admire you for that, despite how you may trigger certain people, because I feel like you trigger a lot of people. Despite that triggering, they still admire you for maybe your confidence or your directness, or maybe just your insight and perspective of things that the other person may not have noticed before. This makes sense. So again, a lot of people really admire just your thoughts and your thought process. Okay, what else? Oops, wasn't it? What do people admire about group number one? Ooh, excuse me. I'm meaning the word reassurance. So you make people feel reassured. So you may be one of those people that maybe says things that other people may not speak up and say. And the people who don't speak up, they love how you kind of reassure how they're what they're thinking and how they're feeling without them having to speak up for themselves. Does this make sense? So you may be somebody who's just very vocal about certain things, and if you're not very like super vocal about stuff, you when you do articulate yourself, when you do speak up, it's like you're saying the things that other people were thinking and feeling. Maybe they just didn't have the words for it, or maybe they just didn't have the courage to speak up and say anything. But you are the one who speak up and does that. Okay, what do people admire? I feel like you're also somebody who can take on a lot of weight. 10 of Wands. I didn't notice it at the bottom of the deck here. So you take on a lot of weight, a lot of responsibility, a lot of work with this Eight of Pentacles energy. But you have this way of like being an example for other people. Eight of Pentacles can also talk about like apprenticeship. Maybe you learning under somebody or somebody learning under you. But I feel like for your group here, other people learn from you. A lot of people learn from your resilience and from your how you handle certain things or certain experiences. You come off as a very strong-willed individual, group number one. Um, and again, while that triggers certain people, or more so their insecurities. Um, you inspire so many people with just how you're able to take care of business and stay on top of stuff. Um, I'm also getting like, even if you are like a procrastinator, it's like, damn, group number one, they procrastinated this entire project and still got it done before, the deadline and still got a good grade on it. It's that type of energy of like, even if you are not like proactive and on top of certain things, you still get shit done and people really admire your ability to take care of business, to get things done, to take care of, certain responsibilities that you may have. Um, but yeah, a lot of people, especially at your job, workplace, school, class, whatever it is, like an environment of working or learning. Again, you have a lot of people who admire your work ethic. What else? You got a lot of people that admire, like really look up to you and your ability to take care of business. The tower, y'all crazy group number one. So, you have a bit of a chaotic energy to you. You have a intensity to you, heavy Scorpio energy from this group. I'm picking up Scorpio. I'm picking up Capricorn. Um, I'm picking up Libra, Gemini. Those could be your sign, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Doesn't have to be, but again, heavy, heavy, heavy Scorpio energy. You may have significant Mars placements, Pluto placements. Um, Something about Venus as well, even though Venus doesn't really match up to that. But your intensity is. Ooh, I just heard a turn on. And then you got the Empress here at the bottom of the deck. So your intensity may, people may admire that, and you may have some people around you who like get a little bit turned on from your intensity and how, just your demeanor and how, intense you may come off to certain people. And I'm also getting like it's the main people who may be triggered or feel, a little bit iffy about you and how intense you come off. But really it kind of triggers a little bit of lust and desire within people. Um, hmm. But again, you have a bit of a chaotic type of energy to you, but it's like, so I'm getting like myself. Let's say, for instance, when I'm doing laundry and I'm separating out my clothes, I'm in my bedroom. I have my basket, and I have like, okay, this pile over here is, my shirts that need to be hung up. This pile over here is where my um pants that I'm going to hang up. This pile over here is for my shorts. This pile over here is for my shirts. You may have a little bit of OCD um, tendencies. Um, but it's like when you look in my bedroom, it may look like all these different piles. And it's like, what the hell are you doing with all these different piles? But for me, in my mind, it makes complete sense. It's my system that I've set up. And it may come off as chaotic to some people, but to me, it makes perfect sense because when I'm done, separating everything, now all I got to do is just put this in this drawer, put this in that drawer, hang this up over here. It's your process, your thought process behind how you do certain things or take care of certain things. A lot of people don't get it. A lot of people don't get how you work, but it works. And that's again, a lot of people just admire like your thought process and your patterns. I'm getting pattern recognition as well. Somebody here can be on a spectrum. Um, I'm hearing level one. Um, but yeah, you just may have a bit of a chaotic way to you, or or chaotic way of taking care of certain things, but to you it makes complete and perfect sense. You have this alertness to you as well. Your energy is very, very attractive to a lot of people. Something about your creativity, a lot of people admire how creative you are, just how out of the box you are when it comes to creating certain things, putting certain things together. I'm also seeing somebody who's working in like retail, and they're like putting together like fixtures or putting mannequins together. Um, and it's like putting them together or moving things around in a certain way to attract customers' eyes to come and buy this specific item or this specific outfit. um Again, it's your chaotic way of being creative and thinking about things, but again, it works out like very, very well for you. Your ideas, a lot of people admire your ideas. Again, just overall the way that you may think through certain stuff. Anything else? I didn't want this to be a super long reading, so excuse me, group number one. But group one, I believe these are all the messages that I'm seeing for y'all. So um, let me know how this reading resonates for you in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all stay well, stay blessed, and I'll see y'all in my next reading. Peace out. What is good, group number two? For those of y'all who are drawn to the second image, this is going to be y'all's reading today. We're going to be getting some messages on what do people admire about you. So this is for group number two, spirit team. What do people admire about group two? Why am I getting um I'm hearing split personality? Oh, okay, okay. I was like, okay, is this like mental health or okay, so what I'm getting from that is shape shifting. You have this ability, group number two, to like shape shift and adapt to just about any environment, situation, um place that you're in. Yeah, like you're just able to kind of shape shift into what's needed. And this could be maybe like, shape shifting your personality. You still have your same personality. It's not that you're, being fake or anything, but it's more of like, okay, I'm on a regular basis, I'm very loud, I'm very hood, shit like that. But I'm at this gala, I'm still gonna show a little bit of my personality, but I also know how to act accordingly. So, it's kind of like societal norms, um, while still being your authentic self. And a lot of people admire your ability to do that, your ability to still hold on to your authenticity, still hold on to your true personality, while also adapting that personality to the environment and situation that you are in. Does this make sense? So it's not necessarily like split personality, it's more so of adaptability. So you have a, a ah, you have this gift of shape-shifting and adapting. And a lot of people really love that about you and really admire that about you, because that's something that not a lot of people have. A lot of people, they may be put into different environments or situations and they completely change, um, like that code switching. But it's like you sort of kind of code switch, but again, like like people still know that you're still being yourself. Um, and a lot of people really love that about you. You may have some people who look at that as you being fake, but fuck them. Because again, like you just have this very strong ability to adapt. Nothing wrong with that. Six of Pentacles came out for your group here. Um, so again, it's that balancing act. You have this ability to balance out your situations and environments that you find yourself in. Another thing with the Six of Pentacles, a lot of people admire something about your heart space. You have a really big heart. As I was shuffling a little bit earlier, I saw the Queen of Cups. I put her back, but it was before I asked the question. Um, but that's coming out for your group here also. So you have this Queen of Cups energy, this very loving, and I'm hearing also I'm kind, but I'm not nice. So a lot of people know not to like tread over you. Um, I'm hearing somebody be like, not too much. So again, a lot of people know like, okay, group number two, they're really sweet, they're very kind, but we also know that group number two has a different side of them. Um, Group number two can go from Queen of Cups upright to Queen of Cups in reverse real quick. Um, Queen of Cups in reverse is very much a bit of a cold energy, kind of fuck your feelings type of energy, and like I will hurt your feelings. You may have a smart mouth on you, group number two. Um, so again, a lot of people respect that about you. A lot of people know not to get on that other side. Um, Again, it's just a lot of your group being very adaptable, having a lot of different facets and aspects of them that make up who they are. I'm getting in Shrek when he was talking about like, I'm like an onion. I have a lot of different layers to me. And I feel like that's your energy. You're like an onion. You have a lot of layers. I think in the play version of Shrek, he talks Shrek or Donkey's like, I don't like onions. Can you just say a parfait? Um, so again, you have a lot of like layers that make up who you are as an individual. Group number two, and a lot of people again like really admire your ability to kind of, what is the word, fluidity. They really admire your fluidity. Some of you could be gender fluid as well. One day you're feeling very masculine, you got your kind of masculine type of clothing or expression, and other days you may feeling a little bit more feminine, and you may have a little bit more of a feminine expression, maybe through your clothes or through your demeanor, through your way of talking, through your emotions or attitude. Take what resonates there. I mean, we're all fluid anyway, but I feel like you're somebody who's very comfortable in your fluidity. Okay, what else? Mm-mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. Interesting. Okay. So she made another appearance, Queen of Cups, and then you got the Five of Swords. Um, People admire how you handle negative situations or situations when it comes to like, betrayals, or, people may have done wrong by you in some type of way or slighted you in some type of way. People enjoy, or why I keep saying enjoy, people admire again like how you handle these things. People admire your ability to stay calm even under pressure, even when you're in the face of, you know people that may not have your best interest at heart. You know how to handle it very well. You have a lot of people really admire your emotional um maturity and your emotional intelligence. Um so again, it's like no matter what, maybe what somebody may do towards you, or Um, yeah, no matter what other people may do towards you or say about you, slight you in any type of way, betray you, talk shit about you, gossip about you, you don't let it get under your skin. You're very, you know how to like handle your emotions very, very well. And people, I'm hearing somebody being like, that couldn't be me. I would never do that, or I would have said something. And while there are times where you do say something, you do speak up, you do it in a very mature way, in a very mature manner. It's again, it's very admirational. Is that the word? Admirational, admirationally, admirate. Let me stop. Okay, they admire that. Um, and people again like they look up to your ability to be so like calm and cool and collected. You have a very calm, cool, and collected type of energy and personality to you. A lot of people don't know how to read you. Also, group number two. Um, Again, it's like you're always ship shifting and you're so fluid that people don't I mean, you know your own base level energy, but other people don't know your base level energy. A lot of people are very confused. And with this five of swords energy, again, some people may take that as you being very fake. A lot of people think that you are very fake or maybe even very moody, but it's not that. It's again, you're just very emotionally fluid. You're just very you just know how to handle yourself and conduct yourself um accordingly. I'm hearing Yemaya. Um isn't that a Orisha? So that can be significant. Maybe Yoruba can be significant or African traditional religions could be significant. I'm also seeing somebody wearing like crystals. Um I'm seeing an ankh. I'm seeing um what are they called? The beetles, the scarabs, I believe they're called. I don't know. So Egyptian mythology or Egyptian, um, like the Egyptian pantheon can be significant to you. Um, which gives the energy of like wisdom to me when I think of like ancient Egyptian times. It's a lot of wisdom. So a lot of people admire the wisdom that you have. They feel like even if you're like really young, you're very wise for your age. You have a lot of wisdom, and people really admire that about you. Um, yeah. Anything else on that, spirit guides? It's at the bottom. Ten of Swords. People admire your ability to change and your ability to accept change. Even if things may not happen in a way that you were expecting or wanted it to, again, despite what happens around you, you always stay cool, calm, and collected. You're always like thinking on your feet. Um, and just again, like you make moves accordingly. But group number two, I believe these are all the messages that I'm seeing for y'all. So let me know how this reading resonates for you in the comments section. Um, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all stay well, stay blessed, and I will see y'all in my next reading. Peace out. What is good, group number three? Last but not least, for those of y'all who are drawn to the third image, this is going to be y'all's reading today. We're going to be getting some messages on what do people admire about you. All right, so spirit guys, this is for group number three. What do people admire about group number three? You have justice here at the bottom of the deck. So heavy Libra energy, heavy energy of balance. I'm hearing justified or justifiable. You have this ability, group number three, of making others feel seen. helping others feel seen, appreciated, valued. I feel like you would make a really great like manager or supervisor, something to where you're like a leader and you're over people. I feel like that's something that some of you Seven of Swords energy, imposter syndrome. So some of you are like, I don't want that. Um, I feel like that's a part of your calling, group number three. I feel like you won't be able to outrun that for too long. You're meant to be a leader of some sort, and people see those qualities within you. And one of those qualities again is you have this ability as a sound leader. That's called a sound leader, a leader who's able to um, help others to feel seen, feel um, supported. Um, a lot of managers and supervisors don't do that. Like it's I don't understand how they get those type of positions, and they're just not good leaders. Yeah, Ace of Cups, you make people feel loved and appreciated and welcome. Um, yeah, the Magician number one, so life path number one could be significant for you, which is the life path of leadership. So again, you're meant to be a leader of some sort because it's the way that you show love and support and care for everybody that you meet, and everybody that if you are a manager, for everybody that you oversee. I'm hearing overseer. Um, so again, I feel like a lot of people admire this quality within you. Um, and I feel like a lot of you don't see that within yourself. I feel like you're just being yourself. You're just being who you are on an authentic level. Um, but this is what other people see about you, group number three. They see this like potential to be such a great leader. In whatever environment. This could be at your job. This could be at a certain organization or company or church or a certain club or your own business of some sort, maybe a leader within, your field or your career path. But again, like a lot of people notice this this quality about you and they see this potential within you. Even if you don't see it for yourself, other people see it. Um, and I feel like this is like a path that you're meant to walk down, group number three. Um, So that's one of the biggest things that people admire about you is your ability to lead effortlessly. Spirit wanted me to add that in. You lead effortlessly. Like you're so good at it. Um, and again, many of you may not even think that because you're just being yourself, you're just doing you. And that's another thing what people really like about you is that like, you're very humble. Um, you just exist. You're just going about life regularly, day to day. Um, and you're just doing you. You're just doing what you're naturally good at. And people love this about you. And they also really love how humble you are with it. You're not going around being cocky. I mean, a lot of people, some people, they like to project onto you and they may view it as a little bit, you being a little bit cocky and arrogant, but it's never that. It's again like you're good at what you do. So, I mean, what else are you supposed to do? Not be good at that? Um, excuse me. But yeah, what else on that? Or can I pull another card? These cards are so sticky. Something about dancing. Somebody here could be a good dancer. Take what resonates. It's not for everybody. Dancing or singing can be very significant. Something about performing arts can be significant for you. If you do, participate in any of those, I feel like a lot of people admire that or your skills and talents. So you got the Six of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. So you're a good multitasker. You're really good with keeping up with multiple things at one time. Something about operations can be very significant for you. Yeah, you have a very great skill at multitasking. Very good at staying on top of things. Very good at yeah, staying on top of stuff, multitasking, keeping up with things. Um, and a lot of people again admire that about you and your ability to take care of business and again just stay on top of stuff. Something about you bring because you got the Wheel of Fortune underneath this Two of Pentacles, so you bring in a lot of good luck towards people, or a lot of good luck in whatever you put your hands on. Um, for instance, if this is a project or something that you're helping to plan or put together, um, you bring in a lot of success, like energetic success within this. So a lot of luck follows you. And somebody's like, "Well, I need some of that luck." Um, you're a lot luckier than you think you are. Yeah, you're a lot luckier than you may think you are. Group number three. Um, don't look at it from a materialistic perspective. Look at it from a very energetic perspective. You're very protected. And I feel like that's one of your biggest spiritual um, gifts is like heavy divine protection. Like you're so protected, you have no idea. I'm seeing somebody with like somebody standing in like a circle. There's like a pinnacle, and they're like a pinnacle drawn in chalk, and they're in their circle, and then around the pinnacle is like on fire. Like there's flames just coming up from from out that pinnacle. So this is like a fiery wall of protection. Like people who try to cross that boundary, they get burnt every single time. And I feel like that's part of your good luck. You're not lucky in a traditional sense. You're very lucky in a very spiritual and protected sense. So it's may not always be about the money or the materialistic things, but you're protected in a lot of other ways that a lot of people are not protected with. Um, that was just kind of a side note. Your spirit guides wanted me to throw in there for you. Um, and I guess also kind of goes with like what do people admire about you is that you're always able to kind of land on your feet. You don't even know how you're able to land on your feet or things just kind of work out for you, but it just does. A lot of people are a little bit confused, but they also are very inspired by that. They kind of want to know your secret sauce. Some of you don't even know your secret sauce. You're just existing. You're just living. You're just doing you. And a lot of people really love that about you, group number three. Again, just your ability to stay on top of stuff, get work done, and just stay protected as you can. Queen of Wands underneath this Wheel of Fortune here. So again, that leadership quality and ability. With the black cat here, you have this air of mystery around you. So again, like a lot of people, they really admire you, but they also don't get you. You're kind of like a what's the word? A anomaly. So again, it's like people expect one thing out of you, but then you kind of do the opposite or do something differently than what they were expecting. So again, you have this air of mystery around you. A lot of people may not know how to read you fully. A lot of people can kind of read your outside appearance, but they don't really know your story um, to be able to read who you are on a more deeper and subconscious level. And a lot of people, again, it may be weird to some people, but they admire that about you. Anything else on this spirit team? I want to pull one more. I feel like there's one more card in here for y'all. Mm. Mm. So the Hierophant. So again, you have this like heavy spiritual protection around you, this spiritual um so I'm seeing also like people looking at you or staring at you, but they literally see a light around you. And for others of you, people will look at you or maybe look at photos or videos of you, and literally can see angels around you. They see spirits around you. They see these entities around you that some of them may assume is like demons or something, which, I mean, sometimes demons can protect us too. I'm very open minded. Um, I don't have a religious perspective on like demons because, I mean, most demons are just other gods and goddesses and deities from other religions and other spiritual belief systems that were demonized by Christianity and I'm not going to get too much into it, but um, when people see you, they see God. They see how anointed you are. They see how protected you are. I'm seeing a lot of birds um, where I'm at right now, a lot more than usual than when I'm usually doing readings over here. It's a lot of birds around here, so a lot of ancestral protection um, is around you. Group number three, like y'all have no idea how protected y'all are. A lot of people also admire your spiritual talents and gifts. You have a very um, high intuitive level to you. You're very highly spiritually ranked, and you have this ability to kind of know things. You may be claircognizant. I'm also getting clairvoyant and clairsentient. So you may have this inner knowing, or sometimes you may see certain visions, or sometimes you just may have a feeling about certain things that just turn out to be true. And a lot of times, or not a lot of times, but sometimes you may speak on stuff and it may come true, and people are like, "How did group number three know that?" So again, you have these spiritual gifts that people admire. You may have some gifts that you don't even know that you possess, that other people have been kind of speculating about it behind your back. Um, Sometimes even for some of you too, is what I'm getting is that sometimes you may say stuff and you may have people be like, "What did you say?" or "Can you repeat that?" And that's because you may have spoken something that they may have been thinking about, or something that may be going on around them. And to you, it may have been like what is it called? Like a Freudian slip, or you may have just kind of slurred your words, or something just kind of came out. And to you, you're just kind of existing. But to the other people or person, it's like, damn, I was just thinking that, or, um, I was just going to get that for dinner tonight, or I was just, thinking about traveling to this place. You give a lot of people confirmation, group number three, and that's a spiritual gift all in itself. But it's like you don't do it consciously; you do it kind of randomly and subconsciously here. So heavily spiritually gifted and protected here. Um, Anything else on this spirit team? I don't think so. So group number three, I believe these are all the messages that I'm seeing for y'all. So let me know how this reading resonates for you in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all stay well, stay blessed, and I will see y'all in my next reading. Peace out.